Hey, what's up guys? Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. Today on the channel, I'm back to doing more mini comic reviews for Masters of the Universe, and this is one that's a little bit overdue because I actually received this about last month from Motu Origins Wave 9. This one's titled The Horrors of Pighead. Now, first up, I have to say that the title of the mini comic is a huge win for me. You know, it just pulls me in because it's got that B-movie horror vibe to it. You know, one of those classic B-grade horror movies from the 80s. Even the fonts that are being used here, The Horrors of Pighead, has that style to it. So, you know, it really does pull me in. Now, this particular wave does feature 4 new characters. All of them actually represented here. You see Pighead holding on to something that looks like some mystical artifact. You see the 2002 styled He-Man here. You see Skeletor. The Skeletor that's in this wave is supposed to be the 2002 version, but the version of him that's on the cover, well, it could just be a generic looking Skeletor. But fans will be disappointed to note that one of the standout figures from this wave, Montana, doesn't make it to the cover, right? But we get Sunman instead, right? Even though Sunman is not in this particular wave, but his arch nemesis Pighead is here, so I guess he had to turn up, right? The story starts out by pulling us straight into the action without wasting any time. Now we see He-Man here fighting this huge Lovecraftian style monster, this green looking beast with like tentacles coming out of his face, and the narration here reads that darkness has covered all of Eternia. Something has happened, alright, and apparently there's no sunlight that's now penetrating through to the planet. People are suffering, crops are dying, there's no food, you know, stuff like that. So apparently this beast is supposed to be something called a light eater, and He-Man believes that by defeating it, you know, the light will be released back onto the planet, and this would resolve everything. So there's a scene here. Where He-Man drives the power sword into the beast. Well, actually, he doesn't really stab the beast with it. It's sort of like just like, you know, hammers it. You know, hammers the power sword onto the beast. Just slams the sword onto the beast here, and the beast makes a sound like grah, like that, something like that. And it seems that the beast is defeated. All right. Apparently, defeating the beast doesn't solve the problem. All right. The beast is just, I don't know if it's dead, but it's just lying there. And then He-Man realizes that darkness still covers the planet. Okay, so then He-Man takes it up with the sorceress because she's supposed to know everything that's going on, right? But the first thing that she tells him is, I do not know. She does, however, mention that it's as though the sun has disappeared from the entire solar system, all right? So what the hell is going on? And then, as though on cue, in walks Sunman, all right, who says that he believes that he may have some answers to this. Now, He-Man is surprised and happy to see Sunman just turn up like that, and then they greet each other. But you'd think that if there was a problem on the planet with something involving sunlight or light or just the sun in general, wouldn't you think that Sunman would be on the case from the beginning, right? I mean, like, he would be the first person that they would refer to, okay? But where has he been all this time? Anyway, He-Man says, you know, it's good to see you, my friend. And Sunman replies, and you as well, He-Man. Unfortunately, we don't have time for pleasantries. Time is of the essence, so he's straight to business. But I kind of cracked up a bit when I read this bit of dialogue because in the panel here, I mean, you see them actually lock eyes, they greet each other, they shake hands, and they actually exchange words like, you know, it's good to see you and you as well, and things like that. How much more pleasantries do you expect to have, all right? I mean, isn't that enough? I mean, on a daily basis, if I were to meet somebody that I know outside, you know, person would just be, yeah, Ken, yeah, what's up? Yeah, okay, that's about it. But Sunman then confirms the horrifying truth that Eternia's sun is indeed disappearing, and he knows the cause of it, and it's related to his greatest enemy. Then we get to page 3 and we see Skeletor entering a cave, okay, a dark and evil looking cave that's filled with like skulls and shit and all this kind of stuff that's just making it look very creepy. And then he meets Pighead. Now this, I would take it, is comics history in the making because it's the first ever meeting between Skeletor and Pighead. You know, we don't get a scene where they already know each other. This is literally the panels where they actually meet each other for the very first time. So this is awesome. And it seems that Pighead has called out to Skeletor, and Skeletor came, all right, and he says, wherever you are, state your business. And then Pighead goes, we are one and the same, Skeletor. Both of us exiled from society, refused our rightful place as ruler, both of us searching for power. You want Castle Grayskull, I can help you, but for one small favor. Skeletor then asks him what is it exactly that he wants in return for the gift of Grayskull, and Pighead replies that he wants the sun, must die. Cutting back to the heroes, Sunman explains that Pighead was once a powerful evil demon who was banished by his people but who has now broken free and is here to harvest Eternia's sun. The sorceress then asks Sunman how is it exactly that he knows all this, and then Sunman replies that he didn't, but a spy revealed it to him, and then he sort of like just tosses out Montana from this giant blue bag that he was carrying. Apparently Montana was in this thing without struggling or making a sound or even saying a word the entire time until he was required to. So yeah, Sunman just tosses out Montana, and then you see this panel here where he says here, I tracked down a spy who did. And then after that, you see the word balloon from the sorceress where she goes, when did you see this? So, actually, if you're reading the story, the word balloon from the sorceress should have been placed first so that you'd get Sunman's reply after that. So, I mean, you see where I'm going with this, right? It's just bad word balloon structuring on the page. Anyway, there's an excuse for an action scene here where Montana just blasts Sunman with his eye beams, okay? And he just goes, let me go! Uh-oh! It turns out that, he can't hurt Sunman, all right? Sunman just goes, foolish, wicked one, my skin is unbreakable. Okay, and then, there's a scene here where he's holding up Montana by his eyeballs, all right? That's, wow, that's gotta hurt, okay? That's pretty violent. And, Montana is just portrayed as a feeble weakling here. Just goes, ouch, I'll surrender, I'll tell you what you want to know, and stuff like that. And He-Man just goes, where are Skeletor and Pighead? Thanks to Montana spilling the beans on where Skeletor and Pighead are, He-Man and Sunman race down to a location called the Temple of the Sun. Actually, I'm not really sure if the Temple of the Sun is related to the Temple of Darkness from the Motu mini comics. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, you do get a cool shot here of the Talon Fighter in action, the as yet unreleased Motu Origins Talon Fighter. I think the Talon Fighter has been making an appearance in the Motu mini comics since Wave 4, if I'm not mistaken. Where the hell is this thing, alright? I'm sure I can see the comment section, people just saying, look, we need this freaking Talon Fighter before they cancel the line altogether. I agree, okay, I couldn't agree more. As they approach the temple, cyclonic forces are raging outside. In fact, as I'm making this recording right now, okay, cyclonic forces are raging outside as well because it's storming here. Okay, here, let me just get the door open, maybe you can hear some of it. All right, hey, look, I'm in Malaysia. Okay, it's sunlight and rain all the time. Okay, so yeah, we've got cyclonic forces raging outside too. Inside the Temple of the Sun, Skeletor and Pighead are using something called the Sunstone, an artifact that's absorbing the power of the sun to become something absolutely unstoppable in raw power. And this is of course amplified also by the power of Skeletor's dark magic, his Havoc staff. But I'm wondering here, this Sunstone, okay, did it come with the Temple of the Sun? As in, the location that's called the Temple of the Sun has an artifact in there that actually allows the user to extract the power of the sun and create total darkness across all of Eternia. See, this part's not really explained that well, okay? And with something so powerful, I mean, if it was actually located at the Temple of the Sun, where are the guards, man? Where are the guards that are supposed to be guarding something like this? Anyway, as soon as He-Man and Sunman crash the party, Pighead betrays Skeletor and just makes off with the Sunstone. And then we get to the final page here, where it seems that Pighead is able to open a portal that takes him right smack to the entrance of Castle Grayskull. I mean, that's pretty convenient, right? Can he do that? Can he just like whip up a portal from out of nowhere? I mean, he's a demon, but can all demons do that? I'm not sure. And then Sunman follows him through the portal, and then he goes, power of the sun, shine down on me. Give me strength for all to see. And Pighead just goes, no, impossible. Ah! And then Sunman just goes, sun power. Defeating him. So with Pighead defeated, light returns. Okay, it breaks free from the Sunstone where it was captured and spreads back out across all of Eternia. The day is saved. But it's not really that clear what actually happens here, because you see, Pighead has the Sunstone. The Sunstone has already extracted the entire power of the sun, or, so it seems, right? Okay, so he's got the power of the sun. But then when Sunman turns up, he calls upon the power of the sun as well. So is he calling upon the power of the sun that's located inside the Sunstone that Pighead is holding? As in, the Sunstone releases the power at Sunman's command. I mean, if that was the case, you couldn't have just done that in the first place, right? I mean, There's a part there that I'm not really sure exactly how the story is supposed to flow. They're not really that clear about this. Because you have a character called Sunman whose primary source of power is the sun. Okay, so if the sun was being affected in any way from the beginning, he would be able to tell, all right? He would be able to know that it was happening. And probably, as you can see here, he can even command the power to just, go back to him or something. I don't know. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think of this story in the comment section below. When it comes to the Motu mini comics, this one's very well produced, just like all of the others. I've never had any issues with that. The quality is always there. But when it comes to the storylines, I can tell you honestly that I expect to get into a Motu mini comic like this, with an engaging story that's going to last for maybe the first couple of pages. The first couple of pages are always engaging. Then when you get down to somewhere near the 5th or 6th page where the story is supposed to end, that's when things kind of like start to fizzle out, okay, because they're running out of time. They need to wrap things up neatly. So yeah, it just fizzles out, okay? Fizzles out like a can of soda that's been left out for too long. Okay guys, so thanks for joining me as always. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you thought it was entertaining and that, maybe it gave you a laugh or two today. If you want to see more content like this, let me know as well in the comment section. And I'll catch you guys again real soon with more videos. Thank you and take care out there.